You've heard the phrase all the gear and no idea. Well, what if you do have all of the gear and some of the idea and none of the idea? I've done that the wrong way around. Go again. All the gear and no idea. What if you've got none of the gear?
All the idea.
Can you still have an idea? What if you have almost none of the gear? Can you still have an idea?
I think so.
You absolutely can. And this workshop is going to show you how you can shoot amazing studio portraits with old gear on a budget. We are taking this nearly 20-year-old camera and lens, nearly an antique this, and we're going to make Zoe look amazing. Let's find out how. So in around about 2007, I purchased this camera. It's a Canon EOS 400D, and today I saw it online for a shade over £50, body and lens. This was my original go-to wedding gear back in the day, but I've kept it because I quite like the sound of the shutter, mate. That's the honest truth. That's the reason why I've kept it. And I wanted to showcase to you today how we can take a £50 camera and still take amazing shots, because really photography is all about your use of light. Every year you'll get new cameras, new lenses, new bodies with new frame rates, new megabytes, new capabilities, new focus modes. But ultimately, the rules of photography are still the same. We're still just drawing with light. And unless you're shooting for massive billboards, you probably don't need hundreds of megapixels. And unless you're shooting really high-end, super fast moving sport, you probably don't need to be shooting at 60 plus frames per second. Say hello to Zoe, who, as I have already said in the past and off camera, already looks amazing. We don't have to make her look amazing. But what we've done today is we've dressed her in just a very simple outfit: white top, grey skirt, black boots, monochromatic, very simple outfit. The question I often get asked as a professional photographer is, oh, my son or my daughter is studying GCSE photography. What camera should I get her? You can get them any camera you want is the answer, really. If you're flushed and you want to get them the latest camera, then great. But if you're not, then you can pick up cameras like this, DSLRs, online with lenses for less than £100. You can still amend the ISO in them. You can still amend the shutter speed in them. You can still amend the aperture in them, and you can amend the color balance, all sorts of different things in here. And that's more than enough to get them on their journey and on their way to photography. And it's still more accessible than when I was learning, buying film. Yeah, back in the day, old man talking about photography, back in the day, but I could just about afford a 24 frame film. I used to nick it from the school lab. Don't tell them that, that'll get me in trouble. But you shoot 24 on the old film and then take it to the lab and wait a day, maybe wait 2 days because you couldn't afford to get the 24-hour processing done. Yeah, I had a home processing unit. Don't mock it, that's where the magic happened. So the greatest photographers in the world did this. It's not, photography wasn't invented 2 years ago. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to marry up this 400D, which still works, with a very simple 18 to 55mm lens with an old flash unit as well. This flash unit up here is an Elinchrom RX4, and I just googled it and I found it online today. You get change out of £100 from this, good change as well. Foldable change you'd get out of £100 for one of those. Tripods, soft boxes, quite easy to get hold of because photographers go through them quite a lot, so you should be able to find tripods and soft boxes quite easy to get hold of. So again, this whole kit range that we're looking at here to get a studio set up, I'm using a Skyport transmitter on here, which still talks to this old light. It still recognizes it there. Look, it's still on there as a light that it recognizes, which is a good thing. So I can still control it from here. But if you can't do that, you can just buy a third-party transmitter and receiver really, really affordably online for less than £10 and get these two things to talk to each other. with that in mind, let's see how we can create some interesting images of Zoe here. So we're just going to take Zoe all the way to the back of the room here. I'm just going to bring this in here, and I'm going to talk to you about my experience of going back to this camera now as we go through it sort of one shot at a time. This DSLR still has all of the modes that you would normally expect from a camera. I've got my manual mode, my aperture priority mode, my shutter speed priority mode, my P for Pratt mode, and my green box fully automatic mode. Don't worry, I know P stands for program. I have been doing this a while, it's just a little joke. We're going to turn the light on here, the back of the camera there, and we can see that it's got all of the normal functionality that you would find on a flash unit now. With Elinchroms, it goes up in stages of, in a decimal range from one stop to the next. So it goes from 3.0 all the way through the decimal range there to 4.0. And then as we come back here, all the way back down the decimal range to 2.0 at its bottom setting there. We're going to set it somewhere in the middle there, around about 4.0. We can turn that modeling light on and off if we wish, but I'm just going to keep it on here just so that you can see what we're shooting here. And no surprise really at all that I'm going to be with the, it's got an angle poise on it here as well. So if we come in here, this unit comes in with its own inbuilt angle poise, so you can tilt the light up or down there. For this shot, no surprise, I'm going to be going 45 degrees up, 45 degrees around, and 45 degrees to the side. Just having a look through the lens here, I know that I can only go up to 55mm on this lens. This is the kit lens. So from here, it's roughly a 50mm, and it's more or less a head and shoulder shot here from Zoe, roughly around about here. If I go a little bit wider, and that's the benefit of using this lens of anything, if I'm an entry level and I'm working in a small space and I've only got this little bit of space to work in, then this wider angle lens is going to allow me to work reasonably close with Zoe there. Almost uncomfortably close, we would say, wouldn't we, Zoe?
Extremely uncomfortable.
Extremely uncomfortable. There we go. Clip that. But I'm going to be working back here. I'm going to try and get it on somewhere around about 50mm to replicate that 50mm. Zoe's just going to do a simple pose into camera here, and I can count on the middle there for us. Round about, let's just double check that, make sure I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 focus points on this. I think my R6 has got about 1 billion, but this has got 9 focus points that you can choose from, but there's still a focus point right in the middle of this frame. So if I'm photographing the face and the eyes and the nose, and we're still photographing just in there, right in the middle of the frame, 3, 2, 1, go. That's the shot that we're going to get of Zoe there from this shot. And it's still shooting in RAW. So when I process these and I shoot these in RAW and I process them in my Lightroom, I can still amend the RAW file, which means I can still have good control over the color profile and the color temperature, good control over the shadows, and good control of the highlights. With this in mind, we can still turn Zoe in this shot here. We're going to turn her to the side facing towards the light, and she's going to look over the shoulder towards me. And she's going to bring the hand up onto the hip just to create that nice shape. And I'm just going to go a little wider here and just get a nice shot here. 3, 2, 1, go. Really simple shot. And we can still look on the back of the camera and have a look at what we think of those shots.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, there we go. See, not bad for a shot like this. If we're working in a really, really small space and we can't afford a softbox or something similar, we can still take the softbox here, work in a bare bulb situation. With regards to the power of the light is now more powerful because it doesn't have the modifier on the front. So we can turn the power of the light down by a couple of stops without adjusting a setting on the light. And we're going to bring, sorry, apologies, I'm about to flash it. Don't look at lights directly when they flash. Can you see anything, Zoe? No, she can't. I've moved it back into the position it was there, and we're just going to move her against the back wall there for me, exactly where you were. Simple pose again there for me. We're just going to see how that change in modification has changed this look of the portrait. 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect, we've got a nice shadow across the background now, much more fashion-led portrait, nice and simple. If anything, I've maybe moved the power down a little bit too much there, I've been a little bit conservative, so I'm just gonna add on about 2/3 of a stop, or because it's the decimal range of this Elinchrom, we're gonna add it up to 0.7. I'm talking fast today. I'm just gonna slow it down just a little bit, okay? Added a little bit of power into the light there for us, and 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect, lovely. We're recreating, really, what I used to shoot when I had film. And if I was shooting this camera on film here, I'm currently 5 shots into a 24 exposure film. And there'll be people in the comments saying, it's actually more affordable for you to use a 36 exposure, even though it's actually more expensive. Per shot, it's more affordable, so I used to buy 36s, so I would get more bang for my buck. Of course, when I came into a little bit of money, when I started earning with my portraits, then I would buy 36s. Or if I could just steal it from the school lab, I would definitely just go for the 36s. I was 15. You can't arrest a 15-year-old. Okay. So five shots into a 24 thing. We've got 19 left. Let's see if we can amend this slightly even further. So join us next week as we showcase how to use one light in a variety of different ways to create a dynamic and diverse portfolio of images using this camera that gets reactions like this.
Oh, wow.
Not bad for a £50 camera that's now halfway through its roll of film. So be sure to like, subscribe, say nice things about this video, watch some of our back catalogue and visit nofussmus.com for even more learning.